What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video for Beastcoast, and today we're going to be talking about the Season 3 characters, and we're going to be ranking them based on how good we thought they were on release. If you do like the content we're putting out, definitely take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you have a second. Number 5 for me, I think, is probably Baby or KEFLA. Probably Baby, because I think he's better than that, but uh it's just like theory. Like, no one's like done it. Like, there's a couple people who play Baby who are like well known, but it's pretty uncommon. So like, it's just like, oh, he has potential, not like 100% we know for sure he's like super good, even though I feel like he is. So I'm putting him number 5.
Yeah, I was also gonna put Super Baby as my number 5 as well. I think what he does for teams is pretty nice with his B assist. He definitely supports teams pretty well. I've played him like for a pretty decent amount myself when he came out. The biggest issue he has is his mid range is like kind of crappy. He has pretty slow normals, and he has pretty poor block strings overall. I think those are like some of like his worst flaws, and those are really bad flaws to have in this type of game. The biggest thing he has going for him though was his key blasts and like his zoning and neutral and stuff, and that's kind of where that's his main strength. But he's mostly, I think, carried in its support value, which is his assist, and his point value is like it's a little lacking compared to the other 4 DLC characters. So Super Baby is number 5 for me.
And then number 4, tough.
Yeah, it's hard, dude.
Yeah,
it's
all
really
the
hard.
Season 3 characters are good. I think I'll probably do ROSHI number 4.
Oh, okay.
Roshi has like amazing assist, like super amazing support. He's everybody's friend, and he's a good character too. But he has a couple of pretty big problems. So he has some matchup issues sometimes. And before they nerfed UI Goku, the worst one was UI. Like, that was really tough. Like, UI has better normals than him. Doesn't have a key blast, so he can't abuse his like unique movement. It's definitely kind of a pain to fight him. So that's like one big weakness, is if a character doesn't use Key Blast to play neutral, he struggles against them, because that's like the whole point of him not having a super dash. The other thing he's really bad at is at being above people for too long, because he can't float. So and he doesn't have fast moves in the air, so it's hard to deal with people who run under him when you're in the air. It's one of the main reasons you don't see me like jump around with him too much, or like abuse super jump with him too much, is because just like if they're under you, he just doesn't have like super great options to get back on the ground. So even though I think he's really good, I probably put him in this spot.
Yeah, that it's tough. Like ranking anything in a team fighter, you gotta value their support and point value like somewhat evenly, somewhat fairly, and he's definitely like his support is like where he shines the most. Yeah, when I played him, I played ROSHI as well for a decent amount before I dropped him like a wimp, and I definitely ran into like those issues like playing him on point. Like, he has a lot of problem matchups for sure. There are some very relevant good matchups that he has. My number 4 is KEFLA. I think she's really good in the point game. I don't think her support value is that good. Like, she has a pretty solid projectile type assist. I think in this version of the game, a lot of beam like assists, like their value has gone up a lot, and that's good. But I don't think she has the same overall. She doesn't make teams as strong as the other characters do. I think the other characters above them do more for the team than KEFLA does. Her biggest thing that she has going for her is she's just really solid. Like, she has really solid options, great key blasts, like good normals, and she has like high low, and she there's nothing that like really stands out about her to me in my mind that is like that makes her very unique and like strong in just like a non-traditional DBFZ way, because all her tools are very, very standard. and they're great, but they're not outstanding, I guess, is what I'm saying. And I think the characters above her are a little bit better. Also, I think she's the most boring character in the season, by the way. But yeah, so she's number 4 for me.
So my number 3 is KEFLA. Like ApologyMan said, she is very good when she's on point. Great key blast, amazing Karen style normals where she goes across the screen like this. She's super mobile, great air key blast. He said she was really boring, and like it's true mostly in that like season 3 characters have all had pretty crazy designs after her, but she is basically just Bardock version like 18 because my theory about this game, by the way, side note, is that like half the cast is actually just Bardock, and like straight up, like once they made Bardock, they were like, oh yeah, this is the character,
It's
right?
the
So
Lariat.
Kefla is also Bardock, right? So that's why people are like, man, she's so vanilla, she's just Bardock, but she actually has a pretty interesting tool set, how they like tweaked all these tools like her key blast, her lariat, her 4 frame where she teleports to you no matter what behind you. She's got like some interesting stuff. Her assists, I actually value it quite a bit. I value beams and beam likes basically as like top tier assists, and she has one that's like Android 21, which my region is super high on Android 21, and they all think she's the best character. And Kefla has the same assist, and it works basically the same way. So I think that's pretty valuable as well. And she's just kind of like a character that's like subtly good, even though she has the same stuff everyone else has, which is kind of a weird thing. And her final really good thing is she's really hard to like defend against when she's conditioning you. She has a lot of ways to punish guard cancel because she has so many normals that beat it because they all hit multiple times. She has command overhead that's cancelable, so even though it's not fast, it's safe. And she makes her own plus frames also, which is really 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 important for half a bar. So she has a bunch of stuff that is really good. So if you're looking for a standard type character, you should look at her because she has a bunch of really good stuff in the game.
So yeah, for my third character, I think it's Master Roshi. For a lot of the reasons that LK mentioned before, I really value his support a lot. A lot. He has a very damaging level 1 and a level 2, and I think he has really relevant matchups in the late game. Like I really think him having a solid matchup versus Z Broly is quite good. You can't really say that for a lot of characters, especially in the late game. So that matchup will like come up pretty often. He has, Roshi B, which is like one of the best assists. It got nerfed, and I'm also somewhat rating it like just like how throughout the season he was helpful because in his prime, like that assist was that was insane. It's still good. I still think it's still a good assist, and he just helps teams so much, and I feel like you can just slap him on like a lot of teams. I feel like he fits pretty well on a lot of teams, and flexibility is a big thing I really look for in character strength, and Master Roshi definitely has that, even though he's kind of old. So yeah, it's number 3 for me.
Okay, so number 2 for me is the Gogeta of Power, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He's been out for almost a month now, so I kind of have a pretty good idea of how good I think he is. He's hanging really close to like that top 10 area for me, and honestly, his only big weakness is that he doesn't have a good like move for full screen. That's really the only thing he doesn't have. Besides that, he has so much stuff. He has extra normals. He has a crazy conditioning game because not only does he have the normal stuff that all other characters have, he has the command normal as well that is safe. You can make it safe. It goes into combos, which is really nice. He doesn't need a combo. He doesn't need assist for combo extensions. He has alternate win conditions using like his level up. If he DPs into Spark, he automatically gets 7 bars. If you have 7 levels, if you have 2 assists, which is crazy. If you have 1 assist, it's like 5 anyway. So he can get it pretty reliably. His mix-up is mostly really good with assists. He's hyper mobile. He's good against projectiles. He really only thing he's missing really is that he's not that good. He doesn't have like an attack from full screen that he can do. And that his assist selection is not that great. Like you really, really are only picking the B assist, maybe the C assist, maybe. I think that's his only issues. He's a super good character.
So yeah, for my number 2 character, it is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I have been playing him basically nonstop since he's come out, and I like him a lot. I think he's really good. He definitely doesn't have like the flexibility that maybe Master Roshi has, but I think what he does for the point game is insane. If you have a good team build for him, I think how he can change the matchups in this game is crazy. He has more ways to win essentially. Like he has different win conditions, which is through his level up system, and he can also like get Dragon Balls in his own way too. Like he has like all these really crazy things that kind of make him stand out to the other characters. But I think by far like him like the double air, like being able to do a air dash after double jumping is so strong. The more I've used it, the more I've realized like just how strong it is to evade and move over your opponent's assists and their projectiles and attacks and stuff. His movement is so powerful, and I really value that even more than I did when he initially came out. He has the level 7, so if he gets that from like a combo, if you have a good team build, like I play Piccolo A for example, and any hit like gets me at least like 3 levels if I have Piccolo A up, and if I have my other assist, then I get 5 levels, and then like I can get a 6th one if I do it again if I'm feeling cheeky. Like it's so easy for him to get those levels, and then once you kill their character and you have the level 7 stocked in the back, you basically can guarantee the opponent will not make a comeback solidly. They have to do really weird decisions when you have your level 7 stock just to deal with them, because sometimes sometimes like snapping a mid might be a bad thing if you have a full health character, because that means you could just get instant killed. Like it's weird. Like I really think the character is super good and what he forces the opponent to do in Dragon Ball. So I definitely have him in the number 2 position.
Okay, and my last pick is UI Goku for the number 1 character. This character is a case, though it's probably gonna be hot take LK time. This character is a really good character, but I think actually it's because the game made him that good. It's not actually he's that good. It's a lot of stuff that like the game systems enable him, and if they did stuff differently in the game, it probably would not have been that bad for most people to deal with. Uh, Mostly because when he came out, he had a ton of defensive options that other characters don't have. Like multiple frame 1 invulnerable things, like the level 1 counter. He's got the DP. He's got the huge 4 frame. He's got the 6H as well. And he has the projectile move the flip that goes through projectiles. He has a bunch of stuff to like go through your moves. And I think, for example, like him having the 4 frame and the DP and the counter really sucks when you knock him down, because like it's already hard enough for like not Piccolo, not Gotenks, not Android 18, not Base Vegeta to like pin characters down when you knock people down, and then on top of that you have to worry about a DP that hits on both sides, that the input is down, so he always gets it, and like a frame 1 counter that you can't safe jump, and like, oh, you slightly mistimed it and this is 4 frame invul, you can't backdash away from it because it's too big. So it's like the tools he has are good, and also the game makes it a lot harder to deal with, and he's pretty easy to pick. He's a Goku, so like he's just standard character, so he's super easy to pick up. Does a lot of damage, 2 touches really easily. His old A assist is like invincible. So, and it reaches the top of the screen, so you simultaneously get to stop people from jumping out the corner, stop people mashing on you when you do stuff, and get to force people down from the ground, which is all like really valuable, super strong tools. So for me, he on release he was definitely the best out of this season's characters, I think.
And yeah, like no surprise, number 1 is UI Goku. I think what he's done to the meta is undisputably by far the most influential of the 5 characters. And it's like for the reasons Lord Knight said, the game just doesn't the game just doesn't have the options, like the offensive options, to deal with his defensive options all the time. There's just so many ways you can vary your tech, and on top of that, he has all these other defensive options. It's very hard to deal with them on your own offense. Outside of that, I think he's just so flexible. He's super good. You can just throw his A assist on like a lot of teams, and it almost makes any team better. He has a level 1 that goes into a level 2 that is very strong. Similar in how Master Roshi really supports a lot of teams. I think UI Goku kind of does the same thing as well. Jumping is a really strong thing in this game, and he has like a pretty solid anti-air assist, DP assist. And it also helps you jump around more, which is, it's also good. And it's good for combos and all that. But yeah, like, I think UI Goku is for sure the best of the new DLC character, but it's not by as much as I think most people would think. It's by a little bit. He's good, but there's a lot of ways to deal with him still, and I think the counterplay to him will develop more as the game develops. But it's kind of hard to deny how much of an impact that he's had on this season. So I have him as number 1. So, hope you guys liked hearing those opinions on the DLC characters for this season. I think the characters are all very strong, and I think both LK and I agree on that. It was pretty hard to rank them. But thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Beastcoast channel and leave a like and comment below, and stay tuned for more.